Thank you and good evening everybody. Thank you all for coming. This meeting is being held on the traditional lands of the Wadawurrung people. We wish to acknowledge them as the traditional custodians and pay our respects to their elders past and present. And we extend that respect to all members of our community. Tonight is a very important night and we've got changes afoot. I'd like to firstly acknowledge the services of the last 6 years of Martin Gill, our CEO, who's made a significant contribution to our community. And on behalf of us all, I'd like to thank Martin and wish you, Martin, and your family all the best for the future. Thank you, Martin. We have no councillors absent, so no apologies, and all officers are also present. Councillors, does anybody have a conflict of interest they wish to disclose? Councillors? No. Officers? We have no absences at the moment. We do have a request for a leave of absence from Councillor Tolhurst, and I'd like to move that the Council grants a leave of absence to Councillor Isabel Tolhurst from the 28th of December to the 16th of January. Do I have a seconder for that? Thank you, Councillor Monaghan. All those in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. And now I'll vacate the chair and hand over to our CEO.
Thank you, Mayor. And before I move to the next section of the meeting, I just want to thank you for your service to the community. It's never an easy job to be a mayor in the first term of serving as a councillor. And we want to thank you for stepping up, doing it, driving the council and driving the direction over the last 12 months. And we wish you all the best for the upcoming nominations and elections. So for those of you familiar with the Local Government Act, we need to each year make a couple of decisions. One is the term of the mayor, and then secondly, we need to elect a mayor for that term. We only have this year we only had a 1 year term, so we are going to proceed to elect to make a decision about what the length of the term will be. And before we do that, and before we ask councillors to make that decision, we just need to spend a little bit of time talking about what the role of the mayor is, so you're not walking into it blindly. So the role of the mayor, in accordance with the Act, is that you will chair the meetings, you'll be the principal spokesperson for council, you'll lead engagement with the municipal community on the development of the council plan. You'll report to the municipal community at least once a year on the implementation of the council plan, and that usually comes through the annual report. And you'll promote behaviour among councillors that meets the standards of conduct set out in the Councillor Code of Conduct. There's some other roles. One of the more difficult roles, no, I'm not being serious now, is to assist councillors to understand their role, to take a leadership role in ensuring the regular review of the performance of the CEO, and provide advice to the CEO when the CEO is setting the agenda for council meetings. And one of the most rewarding parts of the role is that you get to perform civic and ceremonial duties on behalf of council, and that includes citizenship ceremonies. Just a reminder that if you become mayor, you're not eligible to be elected as deputy mayor, so we don't promote autocracy in Australia. First thing we will do is we will set the term for the mayor, and you have the ability to set a term of 1 year or for 2 years. And the recommendation from the officers is that we set the mayoral term for 1 year. can I have someone move?
I'd like to move that we set the term for a year for mayoral duties.
Do we have someone to second it? Councillor Gregor. Anybody opposed to that? No? That being said, we'll take that as the decision of council. So we'll have a one-year term. So we're going to call for nominations for the Mayor in a second, just for the benefit of the community. As per the Act, the Mayor must be elected by the absolute majority of councillors, and for the borough that's 3 councillors. If an absolute majority of the councillors cannot be obtained at the meeting, the council may resolve to conduct a new election at a later specified time and date. Ideally, we would resolve it tonight, but you have that capacity if you need to. If only one councillor is a candidate for Mayor, the meeting must declare that the councillor will be duly elected as Mayor. So, the recommendation from the officers is that council elects to appoint a councillor to the position of the Mayor for the term of 1 year, and I will call for nominations.
I'd like to nominate Councillor Gregor.
Do we have someone to second that? Councillor Cameron. Do we have any other nominations? That being the case, congratulations, Councillor Gregor, and I'll declare you the Mayor for the term.
Thank you. Now we're up to item agenda 5.3, role of Deputy Mayor. Section 20A of the Local Government Act provides that the council may establish an officer of Deputy Mayor. The Deputy Mayor must perform the role of the Mayor and may exercise any of the powers of the Mayor if the Mayor is unable for any reason to attend a council meeting or part of a meeting, or the Mayor is incapable of performing the duties of the office of Mayor for any reason including illness, or the office of the Mayor is vacant. The recommendation from the officers is that the council determines whether it wishes to establish the role of Deputy Mayor for the mayoral period. We have anybody on? Yes, Councillor Rule. Do we have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Cameron. Now, any nominations?
You want to just see if there's any opposition?
Opposition, sure. No?
So you can determine that the
Right, so
will be a Deputy Mayor position.
okay, we determine now that we'll have a deputy mayoral position. So we would actually like to call for nominations for deputy mayor now. So is anybody like to nominate?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Rule.
Anybody second? Thank you. Have a seconder. Is anybody else would like to nominate? No, it's uncontested nomination, so we appoint Councillor Rule as the Deputy Mayor. Thank you. Sort of the point now, I'll just give them my mayoral speech. I'd like to thank councillors, CEO Gill, and officers and members of our community. I'd like to thank you for electing me as Mayor of Borough of Queenscliff, and I accept this role to serve our community. I want to state clearly I'm here to be the spokesman for the whole council group, not myself. My role is to communicate our shared decisions and present one consistent, respectful voice to the community. As councillors, we each bring different experiences and views, but we share a deep love for Queenscliff, Point Lonsdale and the forgotten Swan Island. My aim is to support open discussion, good governance and decisions guided by evidence and community engagement. Our direction is already set by the community vision and council plan, and will stay focused on delivering what our ratepayers and community has asked us. This includes protecting and celebrating our heritage, from Fisherman's Flat to our maritime and military history. Supporting community wellbeing, including navigating the federal aged care reforms in a way that respects our long tradition of local care. Delivering climate and environmental projects, including coastal management, water planning, weeding, and energy efficiency improvements. And ensuring responsible financial management across our work. I'd also like to acknowledge that this year is a year of transition. I thank CEO Martin Gill for his service to the borough. As we begin our recruitment of a new CEO, our councillors will work together to select a leader who supports our values and our community's long-term vision. To our residents, you can expect a council that listens and communicates clearly. To my fellow councillors, thank you for your trust, and to our staff, your dedication underpins everything we achieve. And my commitment is simple. Queenscliff deserves a council that works together and a mayor that brings people together. Now let's get to work. So up to item 6, public question time.
Sorry,
Sorry.
Mayor. I was wanting to move that 13.2 be slotted into the agenda at this point.
Perfect. That's the 13.2 is actually the distribution of portfolios to councillors and delegations. So would I have somebody to move that we move item 13.2 to the next item?
I've moved it.
No, it's in second.
Yep.
Yes, Councillor Tolhurst. Okay. The item recommends that councillor determines council appointments to the portfolios for the next 12 months. The theme starting this year, living in the borough, is Councillor Monahan, building the borough, Councillor Rule, work, play and stay in the borough, Councillor Gregow, running the borough, Councillor Tolhurst, and caring for the borough, Councillor Cameron. Do I have somebody to move it?
I move that.
Thank you. Second? Councillor Monahan. All those thank you. Unanimous. Let's say item 2 on this part is councillor determines the councillors representatives on council audit and risk committee to be Councillor Rule. Councillor Gregow and Councillor Tolhurst.
I move that.
Second, Councillor Tolhurst. Vote. Thank you. Unanimous. Item 3.
Sorry,
yes.
I didn't catch who seconded that. If you could just...
Tolhurst. So, item 3, that council determines to delegate its state, regional and local organisations as outlined in this report. Now we got for Geelong Regional Library, now we're going to have this only as a 1-year appointment. I mean, the proposed is Councillor Tolhurst, and for the sub is Councillor Rule. Councillor Tolhurst is to move her. Second, Councillor Cameron. So all in favour? Unanimous. We've got the Geelong Heritage Centre Collection Advisory Committee. We've got... what I might do is might be quick if I read out all the delegations and then we can vote on it then. Geelong Heritage Centre Collection Advisory Committee, the proposed is Councillor Gregow. The Municipal Association of Victoria, MAV, we've got it's a 2-year appointment and requiring 1 councillor and 1 sub-rep. So we proposed is Councillor Gregow and the sub-rep is Councillor Rule. On Rural Councils Victoria, the proposed is Councillor Cameron. Tourism Greater Geelong and the Bellarine Board, we proposed is Councillor Gregow. Bellarine Community Safety Group is Councillor Cameron. G21 Regional Alliance Board, Councillor Gregow. Rural Councils Victoria is Councillor Cameron. And we just need clarification from the CEO regarding the MAV Emergency Management Forum. Is that position still available?
No. And in the meeting, the agenda papers that are in public, it's not actually included in there because it's not a position that we can fill.
Not a problem. Thank you. So, do I have a move for those positions? Councillor Rule, yes?
I move it. I just wanted to check, was the emergency Councillor Monaghan or Councillor Cameron? The, what's it called? The Bellarine Community Safety Group.
That comes in later on. As I haven't mentioned
Did you not read that? You've read it out, and I think you said Councillor Cameron, but it should be Councillor Monaghan.
Okay, Councillor Monaghan.
Was that your memory? Yeah. Okay. So I move all of those as outlined with the correction that Bellarine Community Safety Group was Councillor Monaghan.
Yes. Sorry, I had that camera. Yeah, correct.
Jackie.
Yes.
Second?
So the second is was.
Cat. Okay. That item 4 on this is all this in favour? Right, unanimous. Thank you. That council determines its councillor representation on the various reference groups outlined in this report. Community Grants and Event Sponsorship Advisory Reference Group, it's Councillor Monaghan. Lived Experience Disability Group, Councillor Monaghan. Coastal and Marine Management Plan Steering Committee, Councillor Cameron and Councillor Tolhurst. Point Lonsdale Lighthouse Reserve Control Group, Councillor Rule and Councillor Gregow. Queenscliff Museums Partnership Advisory Committee, Councillor Rule. Urban Design and Public Realm Assets Advisory Group, Councillor Gregow. Advisory Finance Committee, Councillor Gregow and Councillor Tolhurst. Do I have somebody to move this?
I move that, Councillor Rule.
Yeah. Somebody second? Councillor Tolhurst. All those in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. I'll revert back to item 6. We're going to public question now. Now we have a few public questions. We have a total of 5 public questions. The first public question is from Bronwyn Davies, and she's written, is Bronwyn here? No, she's unwell, okay. So Bronwyn writes in her preamble, I own a 7-year-old Border Collie, Daisy. Her first 6 months she lived in West Geelong. Each evening at 5 p.m, I took her to a special accessible multi-sport oval managed by COG for the Geelong West Junior Football and Cricket clubs. The oval was signed appropriately with dogs off-leash allowed, owners need to clean up and was unavailable when organised sports in progress. Up to 30 dogs ran riot, socialising, allowing mainly elderly owners to meet and make new friends. Some had not seen another person that day. Royal Oval is similar, being central and accessible for the infirmed. Many elderly folk use it. Daisy runs there early each morning with 5 other Border Collies. A firm friendship has group developed. We mostly walk there and we share new hips, knee surgeries, severe heart conditions and stroke recovery. Not a footballer or cricketer in sight. Her question is, in line with Council's own Vision Theme 1, livability in this borough, will you ensure more places are accessible and support health and development by recognising your proposed Royal Park off-leash, Royal Park Oval off-leash decision? I'll ask the Manager of Community and Regulatory Services to answer this question.
Thank you, Mayor. And Thank you for your question, Bronwyn. After considering several off-leash open spaces for dogs in the borough, including Royal Park Oval, Council's preference is to keep Royal Park Oval as a sporting and recreational oval that still allows dogs on leash. I'll just add further, when Council were considering off-leash spaces, that also include consultation with the local sports clubs.
Thank you, Tim. Second question's from Richard Davies. Would you like to come and read your question?
Thank you, Donnie, and congratulations on your elevation to Mayor, and best wishes to Martin in the future. Just for clarity, I'm Richard Davies. I'm a member or independent member of the Audit and Risk Committee of the Borough, and I'm the chairman of that committee. But I'm not here in any way representing that committee. I'm here as a private ratepayer with a personal interest in this topic. So this is my initial comments are regarding the actual survey that was conducted. It lacks quality and sensible analysis. Also, for clarity, I've got degrees in engineering and accounting, and I really love numbers. So I was interested in the report that came out on Friday. There are two errors, in fact, in the first dot point of the executive summary, not a good start. The percentage of respondents in the 65 plus age group is actually 39.6%. The exec summary says it's 36.6%. It's nitpicking, I know, but it's an indication of the quality of oversight of the development of the report. The second error in effectively line one is the majority of over 65s were respondents. That's actually not true. The majority were the 70% who were over 55. So there's a confusion between the word majority and largest, and they mean completely different things. Another poor indicator. My key point before my question is respondents accounted for failings in the survey design by including 146 additional comments about somewhere other than the 3 preordained sites for a proposed off-leash trial. I voted personally for something else so I could actually put a comment in. If you didn't vote, you couldn't make a comment. So I voted for the Lighthouse Reserve. It's 2 kilometres from my house at the Christmas tree, but I had no option. I didn't want it, but I was able to put in a comment. That's a really poor design of a survey. And if you look at IAP2, the International Association of Public Participation, which this borough subscribes to, 6 of their 7 core values aren't met by this survey process. So 146 comments tell us something that I felt was worthy of a comment in the executive summary, rather than, oh, that's interesting. It isn't interesting, it's actually really important about what the community think, bearing in mind 346 responded, only 12 voted no. So you could argue there's actually 196 comments.
So is there a question?
Yeah, there is, and I've got the floor. I've finished now. Thank you.
So, timing. Could you please get to your question, please, Richard?
Fortunately, I've finished. Yeah. Given there are 43,800 daylight hours a year, and 99.3% of these hours sees Royal Park Oval vacant of organised sport, why not re-examine the issue after the trial and accept the survey appears designed to generate a preordained outcome?
Thank you. We'll ask the Manager of Community and Regulatory Services to reply to that question. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard, for your analysis of the survey. I'm not going to try and debate you on that because you're clearly more qualified in stats than I am, and this will probably disappoint you in terms of the answer, but as previously stated, Council has considered several open spaces for dogs, and our preference is to keep Royal Park Oval. I guess this is the key, to keep Royal Park Oval as a sporting oval and recreational open space that still allows dogs on leash.
Thank you. Public question number 3, Carmen Bell. Oh, you're going to...
I'm giving you
Oh, thank you. Oh, honoured that you're reading out your own question today.
I'm
Thank you.
reading out my own question.
Excellent.
There's a 7-week interval between the 10 December 2025 and 28th of January 2026 ordinary council meeting. This may result in unfettered approvals of planning applications under delegation. Will council make an adjustment to the dates so that this gap is reduced?
Thank you. I'll respond to that. Thank you. And unfortunately, council is unable to address this question as the council meeting schedule will be considered in tonight's council agenda at item 13.1. Council meeting schedule for 2026, but once we vote on that, we can... Yes, thank you. Public question number 4, Chris Smythe. Chris, you here? Would you like to read your question?
And first, also, I'd like to congratulate you, Johnny, on your election to Mayor, and also to Di for her election to Deputy Mayor. Thank you. It's my understanding that a version of the borough's draft's coastal marine management plan, without a vote of council to endorse it, was sent to the office of Deaca's Barwon South West region. There it was rejected, I understand, because Deaca believed that it insufficiently addressed the needs of the Wadawurrung people. It is hoped that the council immediately releases the version of the draft CMMP that was sent to Deaca. As it now stands, the current draft CMMP, whatever the version, will need substantive revision. My question is this: what is the council's strategy for substantively revising and then completing the CMMP for submission to the Victorian Environment Minister for approval?
Thank you. Call on the community manager for community and regulatory services again to reply to this question.
Thank you for your question, Chris. At the ordinary meeting of Council in December 2024, Council officers presented the draft Coastal Marine Management Plan, which had been endorsed by the Project Steering Committee following the final round of community consultation in 2024. Council resolved to defer formal consideration of the draft CMMP for 3 months to allow councillors more time to be briefed and gain a better understanding of the document, bearing in mind that was a new council at the time. Council was briefed by Blue Sense, the project manager, who authored the document and supported the project's steering group on 15th of January 2025. Councillors then took the draft CMMP away and made a number of revisions as a group. The Mayor sent the revisions to the CEO in May 2025. Council officers determined that the amendments represented a substantial change to the document and a shift away from the content that had secured in principle support from Deaca. In response, Council officers met with Deaca and Wadawurrung Traditional Owner Aboriginal Corporation to gain feedback on the proposed revisions prior to bringing the document back to Council for formal consideration. Deaca provided the following advice. The current version is not consistent with the Marine and Coastal Act 2018 and associated Marine and Coastal Policy 2020. In particular, areas of the CMMP relating to traditional owners' rights, aspirations and knowledge were noted as deficient or missing. Therefore, Deaca will not endorse recommending the current version for ministerial approval under Section 61 of the Marine and Coastal Act. Council asked Deaca to provide further details. Deaca has provided the following. The CMMP provides the mechanism to implement an agreed version for an area of marine and coastal Crown land. They are approved by the Minister for Environment under the Marine and Coastal Act 2018 and must be reviewed every 5 years. We have advised you that the draft Borough of Queenscliff plan is not consistent with the Act, and we would not be recommending it for ministerial approval. Next steps would involve Borough of Queenscliff revising the draft to align with the Act.
Thank you. The public question number 5 is from the QCA. David? Yes. Yep, sure.
Congratulations to Mayor, Deputy Mayor and all councillors in their particular roles as well.
Thank you. Last week, the community saw 2 significant and historic World War II trees that were recognised as having high retention value in 2024, culled in response to what the CEO referred to as a significant wind event that occurred around the October 22nd this year. It is believed the arborist assessment, based on a software program and not by a recognised arborist, was organised and completed well before the significant wind event in late October. Can the CEO provide the date of the arborist assessment and explain what the reasons were for the removal of the 2 trees if the assessment predated the significant wind event by a number of weeks? Further, given the seriousness of this action, will there be some further high-level investigation of the processes that have seen these 2 significant trees reduced to ground level, and can Council foresee adopting an improved methodology whereby such significant trees are subject to more transparent and accountable processes? A response from the CEO?
Well, thank you, Mayor, and through you. And David, it wouldn't be fitting if I didn't get a chance to answer this question. In accordance with the public question time guidelines, I'll respond to the first question and take the other questions on notice. But before I do, I should qualify that a qualified arborist undertakes the assessment. The assessment is then recorded and uploaded into the tree management system. So just for clarity for those who were concerned that the software actually did the assessments. In response to your question, Council undertook a proactive inspection of trees on 4th of October in 2025, following the observation of branch failures which may have occurred following the wind event on the 30th of August 2025.
Thank you, CEO. As a following question?
Yes, well, this new information of the 30th of August has just arisen tonight, so I'm not sure why that wasn't prefaced beforehand. And the events that we got emailed to occurred in October, so we're just basing that on the advice. We don't know what the August event was. Just in connection to the Connect software system, we're significantly worried that taking photos on what could be a Saturday, the 4th of October, by someone, not having Homewood, who are the recognised arborists for at least 9 or 10 years, not called up to do the follow-up, is a very bad process and very bad or poor, I suppose, follow-up in terms of getting an arborist who's been consistently dealing with these particular trees. If we go to a haphazard...
Dave, can you please go to the question?
Yes, well, in essence, who directed, I suppose, the August follow-up against that particular wind event?
So the tree management system requires a proactive inspection after winds reach 100 plus kilometres. Mm-hmm. On the 30th of August, we reached that, and as we did again on the 22nd of October. The photos you referred to were actually taken on the 25th of October following that second event, and as part of the monitoring So if you look closely at the documents you've been sent, you'll see that the photos were
Well, I haven't
taken on
been
the...
sent any documents
Okay.
yet.
Yep.
I'm only going by what I've been alerted to. In terms of the wind events, could we be advised which...
Well, David,
which,
just one question.
Yeah, which I suppose in terms of the correct dates, could we be alerted to those
30th
correct
of
dates?
August.
30th of August,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, David. We're up to item 7, confirmation of minutes of previous meetings. We've had a few meetings in the last, since the last meeting, so we'll go from ordering a meeting of the 29th of October 2025. The officer's recommendation that the minutes of the ordinary meeting, ordinary council meeting held on the 29th of October 2025 as provided to be confirmed. Do I have a mover?
I move that, Councillor Rule.
Do I have a seconder? Councillor Tolhurst. Do I have a vote on this? All unanimous. Thank you. Okay, the confidential minutes of the 29th of October. The recommendation that confidential minutes of the ordinary meeting of the confidential minutes held on the 29th of October be confirmed as provided. Do I have a mover?
I move.
Councillor Monahan, the seconder. Councillor Rule, vote please. Is it all in favour? Thank you. Okay, we had a special meeting on the 10th of November 2025. The officer's recommendation that the minutes of the special meeting held on the 10th of November 2025 as provided be confirmed. Do I have a mover?
Yes.
Yes, Councillor Cameron. And do I have a seconder? Councillor Tolhurst. Can we vote on this? All in favour? Yes, thank you. We up to the confidential minutes from the 10th of November 2025. Officer's recommendation that the confidential minutes of the special meeting held on the 10th of November 2025 as provided be confirmed. Do I have a mover? Councillor Monahan. Do I have a seconder?
Councillor Rule.
Councillor Rule, thank you. Do we all vote? Sort of all in favour, thank you. It's item 7.5, special meeting held on the 17th of November 2025. The officer's recommendation that the minutes of the special council meeting held on the 17th of November 2025 as provided be confirmed. Do I have a mover? Councillor Cameron. Do I have a seconder?
Councillor Rule.
Councillor Rule. All in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. The confidential minutes of the 17th of November 2025. Officer's recommendation that the confidential minutes of the special council meeting held on the 17th of November 2025 as provided be confirmed. Do I have a mover? Councillor Cameron. Councillor Rule, seconder. So all in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. Item 8, record of information, informal meetings of councillors. The officer's recommendation that the record of informal meetings of councillors as presented in adjunct to the item 8 be noted. Do I have a mover? Councillor Tolhurst. And do I have a seconder? Councillor Monahan. All in favour? Ask unanimous. Councillor Rule, do I see?
No, it's fine.
Yep, unanimous, thank you. Item 9, notice of motion. 9.1, notice of motion status update. No notices of motions are outstanding, thank you. Item 9.2, notice of motion. Motion on notice. No notices of motion are received. So, thank you. Item 10, petitions and joint letters. There's no petitions or joint letters were received this month. Thank you. Item 11, functions attended. Officer's recommendation that the functions attended report be received.
Could I make some changes to this, please?
Yes.
on I'm just trying to get my dates. The 2nd of November, I was an apology at the Queenscliff Cruising Yacht Club opening day, and I was present on the 11th of November at the RSL Remembrance Day service. Sorry, and I was also an apology on the 8th of November at the Point Lonsdale Surf Life Saving Club.
Do I have any other modifications?
Thank you, Mayor. I also was an apology at the Point Lonsdale Surf Life Saving Club Back to Lonsdale event on November 8, and I did attend the Queenscliff Primary School Shrek Junior the Musical on November 13.
So, Councillor Cameron?
Yes, I was also unable to attend the Point Lonsdale Surf Life Saving Club. I had a good reason. I had a sick parent on the 11th of November. Thank you. Oh, the 8th. I'm looking at the wrong one.
Sorry, and I'll add in on the 16th of November, I was an unannounced guest. I just snuck in to the HMS Garangi service. I was very honoured to be able to attend the memorial that was shift inside due to inclement weather. So it was a very moving service. Thank you. So do I have a mover to accept the functions attended as noted that with the changes?
I'll move the motion.
Yes, so I have a seconder. Yep. Councillor Monahan, do you vote on this? Thank you. Councillor Rule? Unanimous, thank you. Item 12, we've got the building the borough. That's one of our new themes. And 12.1, planning permit activity report. The officer's recommendation that the planning permit activity report be received. Do I have a mover?
I move the motion, Councillor Rule.
Do I have a seconder?
Yes.
It's all in favour? Looks like, do we have any questions or anything regarding the planning permit
I just had
report?
one question, and it was regarding the display signage item PA 2025017. I was at the opening of the yacht club season, and I don't think they understand that they need to provide further advice. So just wanting to make sure that we can get back onto them and explain what's needed, please.
Any other questions or anything? All right, thank you. Item 12.2, public toilet strategy 2025 to 2030. You have an officer's recommendation here that council resolves to adopt the Borough of Queenscliff public toilet strategy for 2025 to 2030. Do I have a mover? Yes, Councillor.
Sorry,
Yes.
I was wanting to make changes to the recommendation. Sorry, can...
Yes.
The motion that I would like to move is that Council resolves to adopt the Borough of Queenscliff Public Toilet Strategy 2025-2030, subject to the update of Action 9 on page 30 to reflect the same action, Action 9 on page 42, and also requests that officers regularly provide updates to the public toilet app.
Do I have a mover for this? Yes, so you moved it. So seconder. Thank you. All in favour? Oh, do you want to speak to it? Yes?
No.
Sure.
I'd just like to note that this strategy has lifted, I think, significantly from its predecessor in looking much more holistically at data that informs an assessment of quality or fit-for-purpose facilities and community need for public toilets in the borough. The data has considered formal submissions to the strategy review, as of course it does in any consultation process, but also on-site observations, anecdotal feedback from cleaners, discussion with other stakeholders, looked at it day and night, and engaged with our lived experience disability group. Relatedly, there's a recommendation to find a substantive home for a changing places facility, which I think is a really great outcome after considerable advocacy over many years, and the opportunity to use non-asset solutions to prepare sites for use of these alternative and temporary facilities is great, allowing council and community to gather data and trial facilities before making investments and commitments to ongoing asset management and depreciation. The strategy has strong links to work already committed to by this group of councillors and already funded in the budget, including the wayfinding strategy that the Mayor referenced in Action 9. And this is a really good way forward over the period of 5 years as opposed to the much longer period our prior strategy had. So looking forward to getting stuck in and having it actioned, and as our infrastructure manager has indicated, calling it in while there's no established review or trigger point for review in the strategy itself. That can certainly occur if need be.
Have anybody else like to speak against the motion? No. Anybody else like to speak further for the motion? No. All right, I'll put this to a vote. Thank you. So all in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. Item 13, part of running the borough, sort of 13.1, council meeting schedule for 2026. There's a recommendation from the officers sitting on that here. It's that council approves the schedule of ordinary meetings of council and planning review meetings when necessary for 2026 as presented. And B, publishes the 2026 council meeting dates on the council website. Do I have a mover? Councillor Tolhurst. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Cameron. All those in favour? Yeah, unanimous. Thank you. Yes. Yes, I'm happy to. Yes, I am.
So, Carmen, what we will do, now that the councillors have set the meetings, is that as we have done in previous years, not last year because there was a bit of a shorter time, is we'll keep councillors updated with reports about what's coming in and what might be going to decision during that period, and give the opportunity for councillors to...
An interim planning report.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oops, thank you. We're up to 13.3, first quarter annual plan implementation update. And do we, oops. Yes, have a officer recommendation that council notes the quarterly report update against the annual plan of 2025 to 2026 for a period of the 1st of July to 30th of September 2025. Do we have a mover? Councillor Tolhurst. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Rule. Thank you. Thank you. Now it's like, do we have an officer? Do we have any questions?
Thank you, Mayor. Just on the Q2 has a goal that's not captured in the attachment in the spreadsheet, and that is, as has been raised tonight, the finalisation of the coastal and marine management plan. And I suppose as an extension of some of the questions and responses that have been given, my question is, what's the consequence of not having adopted a coastal and marine management plan yet in terms of the borough's coastal management and in seeking funding for work in that space?
Thank you for your question, Councillor Tolhurst. In terms of seeking funding, we'll probably find out as we go through the next round of funding applications, and particularly for the bike park. But we haven't done anything recently. We certainly, when we speak to DECA about MACA consents, we certainly get reminded that that they can't continue to rely on the draft document. But that they need a document to be approved so that they can continue to support us. Otherwise, look, I think what council will need to do over the next few months is make a really strong press to try and resolve the issues that it has, and if it can't, it probably needs to sit down with the relevant minister to talk about a way forward and to get some clear indication from the minister what the expectation is. Yep.
Seconder, would you like to say anything? Report? No.
I, with regard to the CMMP, would be delighted to sit down and speak with the minister, because I don't think it's been made clear what it is that is expected, and the response that we've received today, as I understand it, from DECA, makes it even less clear. And if we could have some detail about what it is that's missing, that would guide us in a way forward. And if they don't want the council to actually write the document, why have they asked the council to write the document, is the question that I'd ask the minister.
Councillor Rule, through you, Mayor, I'm really happy to put down some notes and detail what the concerns are for you, because it's certainly clear to the officers and clear from our conversations with DECA what the concerns are.
Well,
so I'm happy
sorry,
to do that.
CEO, but I've asked for that and haven't had it for a couple of months.
I think the message from DECA is that, as politely as possible, if we can't work it out, then the problem's ours.
Well, the problem might be in the detail, is what I'm suggesting.
Would somebody speak against the motion? Is that no? No further comments? I'll put this to a vote. All those in favour? Unanimous, thank you. So 13.4, quarterly finance report of ending the 30th of September 2025. The officer's recommendation that council notes the quarterly finance report to the 30th of September 2025. Do I have a mover? Yes, Councillor Tolhurst. Seconder?
Councillor Rule.
Yes. Any like to speak to it?
Thank you, Mayor. Just that there's general comfort and great satisfaction in this report. So thank you, as always, to the team who prepare it and, importantly, detail it in provide such depth to councillors to understand these reports. It meets all the financial sustainability indicators. We're in surplus, and again, those thorough reporting mechanisms are always a comfort and are always provided over and above what is requested. The point I would just make additionally, which is open for discussion with my councillor colleagues, is that there's currently a federal parliamentary inquiry into the financial sustainability of local councils. That is underway with submissions due Feb 3, 2026, and I'll certainly be encouraging my colleagues to make or support submissions to this inquiry.
So I'd have somebody to speak against the motion. No, do I have for Councillor Rule? So all those in favour? So, yep, unanimous, thank you. Yeah, we've got 13.5, review of council policies. That's 13.5, we're going to be addressing the CP 019. Right. Thank you. I've got on the table, we've got the officer's recommendation that council adopts and the revised policy CP09, Conservation Covenant Incentive, as presented. Do I have a mover? Councillor Tolhurst. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Monahan. I'd like to speak to the motion. No, is that? I'd like to actually, can I just ask, regarding CP09, how many actual properties actually would be sort of ensnared in this policy?
At the moment, we only have one property that has a conservation covenant that meets, and so each year that they write to us and evoke the policy. Yep.
But shouldn't be our policy then be quite broad-ranging to encompass a broader reach of person, rather than just developing a policy for one single organisation or person?
Oh, that's a question I think the council can take away and consider.
Yes, okay.
Could I just ask a question? Is it determined by size, or could it be that any building block or piece of land could be included?
Oh, no, the actual a trust for nature process has a number of criteria, and size is certainly one of those. But the quality and the diversity and the ecological significance of the vegetation, those sorts of things come into to play.
But does it have to be a trust for nature?
So at the moment, the policy is linked to the trust for nature. Yeah.
Okay, noted. So we'll put this to a vote. Is it? Yeah, unanimous. Thank you. 13.6 regarding rod run crowd safety. We have an officer's recommendation that council notes the operational decision to install crowd control barriers in Hesse Street between Hobson and Stoke Street on Saturday the 31st of January 2026 to mitigate the identified risks in accordance with the council policy CP 017 risk management. We have a alternative motion, or we're accepting the officer's recommendation?
I'd like to move that council note the operational work undertaken to date and requests more information on risk mitigation for the 2026 rod run, including but not limited to the content of meetings with key stakeholders, risk analysis data and advice from council's insurer.
Have a seconder?
I'd second the motion.
Thank you, Councillor Rule. Like to speak to it further, or no? Councillor Rule, no? Any objections? Put it to a vote. Sort of all those in favour? Thank you. Unanimous. Thank you. Item 14, caring for the borough. Section 14.1, Integrated Water Management Implementation Plan of 2025 to 2030. The officer's recommendation is that council endorses the Integrated Water Management Plan Implementation Management Implementation Plan as presented. Do I have a mover? Councillor Toholz, do I have a seconder? Councillor Monahan, would you like to speak to the motion? Would you like to speak to the motion? Councillor Monahan, no? I'll put this to a vote. All those in favour? Unanimous, thank you. Question 15, questions without notice. 15.1, notices without notice, status update. There's no questions without notice are outstanding. Thank you. It's 15.2, questions without notice. Are there any questions without notice from councillors?
No.
No? Same? No? Second? No? Okay, thank you. No questions without notice. So, item 16, list of council meetings. There's ordinary meetings on the next meeting is the Wednesday, the 10th of December 2025 at 6:30 here at the Queenscliff Hub. We'll take that as noted. Item 17, closed session meeting. The meeting is now to be closed to the public to consider the confidential items. The recommendation is that in accordance with section 66 and 66.1 and 66.2a of the Local Government Act 2020. The meeting will be closed to members of the public for the consideration of the following confidential items. 17.1, Queenscliff Recreational Supply and install 2 caravan park cabins. Contract 2025-02 and 17.2, a request for sponsorship. So, item 18, ratification of confidential...
I move that the meeting be closed at... I'm sorry, I don't have it on. As following the... and support the recommendation, or I move the recommendation.
7:29 as we close the meeting for the confidential. And we have a mover, it's Councillor Rule, and we have a seconder. Councillor Monahan, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. Unanimous. Thank you.